Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, in this section I will give you explanation about discovery method. Oke, langsung saja ya. Definition of discovery method. What is discovery method? Discovery method or learning is a technique of inquiry-based learning and is considered a constructivist-based approach to education. It is also referred to as problem-based learning, experiential learning, and 21st century learning. It is supported by the work of learning theorists and psychologists Jean Piaget, Jerome Bernner, and Seymour Papert. Jerome Bernner is often credited with originating discovery learning in the 1960s, but his ideas is very similar to those of earlier writers such as John Dewey. Bronner argues that practice in discovering for oneself teaches one to acquire information in a way that makes that information more readily viable in problem solving. This philosophy later became the discovery learning movement of the 1960s. The mantra of this philosophical movement suggests that people should learn by doing. The label of discovery learning can cover a variety of instructional techniques. According to a meta-analytic review conducted by Alfieri, Brooks, Aldrich, and Tenenbaum, 2011, discovery learning tasks can range from implicit pattern detection to the elicitation of explanations and working through manuals to conducting simulations. Discovery learning can occur when the student is not provided with an exact answer but rather the materials in order to find the answer themselves. Nah, berikut characteristics. First, teacher guidance, where the emphasis is on building upon students' reasoning and connecting to their experiences. 2. Classroom culture, where there is a shared sense of purpose between teacher and students where open-mindedness and dialogue are encouraged. Third, students are encouraged to ask questions, inquire through exploration, and collaborate with teachers and peers. Discovery learning according expert. Menurut Cahyo, explained that the discovery learning model is one of the learning methods in which students gain new knowledge that they did not previously know, and not through informants but students discover for themselves. Sanjaya state that the discovery learning model is learning in which the learning materials are sought and found by students themselves through various activities, so that in this learning the task of the teacher is more of a facilitator and mentor for students. Slameto states in the discovery learning model, not everything that is learned must be present in a whole and final form. Some parts must be sought identified by students themselves. Sandalam Rustia said that discovery is a mental process where students are able to integrate a concept or principle. These mental processes include activities observing, digesting, understanding, classifying, making assumptions, explaining, measuring, drawing conclusion, and others. Robert, yang dikutip Abu Ahmadi, explained that discovery is a mental stage in which students assimilate principles and concepts, so that a student can be said to be doing discovery if students use their mental processes to find concepts or principles. In finding the concept, students perform stages including saying, grouping, guessing, explaining, making conclusion, and others. Rustia states the discovery learning method has advantages including 1. Sharpening students' cognitive. 2. Knowledge that students have learned lasts a long time. 3. Students' enthusiasm for learning will increase. 4. Developing students' self. 5. Increase student motivation. 6. Increase student confidence. And 7 is a learning model that focuses on students. The 5 principles of discovery learning method. Principle 1. Problem solving. Instructors should guide and motivate learners to seek for solutions by combining existing and newly acquired information and simplifying knowledge. This way, learners are the driving force behind learning, take an active role and establish broader applications for skills through activities that encourage risk, problem solving, and probing. Principle 2. Learner management. Instructors should allow participants to work either alone or with others, and learn at their own pace. This flexibility makes learning the exact opposite of a static sequencing of lessons and activities, relieves learners from unnecessary stress, and makes them feel they own learning. Principle 3. Integrating and connecting. Instructors should teach learners how to combine prior knowledge with now and encourage them to connect to the real world. Familiar scenarios become the basis of new information, encouraging learners to extend what they know and invent something new. Principle 4. Information and analysis and interpretation. Discovery learning is process-oriented and not content-oriented, and is based on the assumption that learning is not a mere set of facts. Learners, in fact, learn to analyze and interpret the acquired information rather than memorize the correct answer. Principle 5. Failure and feedback. Learning doesn't only occur when we find the right answers. It also occurs through failure. Discovery learning does not focus on finding the right end result, but the new things we discover in the process, and it's the instructor's responsibility to provide feedback since without incomplete. Advantage of discovery learning method. First, develop student cognitive and increase mastery of skills. 2. Knowledge is obtained in their own way so that they become more independent and think more broadly. 3. Can adjust the ability of the students themselves. 4. Directing students to be able to move forward and increase self-motivation in learning. 5. Increase self-confidence through discoverless. 6. Increase interaction between students and teachers. Disadvantage of discovery learning method. Mental preparation is needed in this learning process. 2. This method is good for small class. 3. Teaching about discovery is more concerned with understanding than paying attention to what it gets from skills and attitudes. 4. Ideas may be hard to find. 5. Not all discoveries provide solutions to problems. Okay, this conclusion is last slide. Overall, the discovery method is highly supported by educational psychologists. They agree with Kahn, Piaget, Vygotsky, and Brunner, as well as educational philosophers. The way the learning is based on knowing and doing. If a teacher takes into consideration that a child already has some prior knowledge, then that teacher will be able to show students how their lives are connected to the content without having to work to create that connection. Okay, thank you. That's my explanation about discovery methods, and happy watching. Thank you for your attention. See you. Has everyone ever mixed water with sugar?
Once my aunt made sugar water.
Is it the same when you mix water with milk or water with soil? Yes, Maya, you can tell me.
Different teacher, if you don't see water with sugar, the water doesn't show up. If the water is on the ground, the water is above and the ground's under teacher.
Yes, it turns out that if observe the mixture of water and sugar, milk with and water with soil. How much is the difference and understand it? Please look at the picture that the teacher presents. Mix water with sugar, mix water with milk, and mix water with soil.